Grid Series, a local karting event held by Team Sport to prepare for BIKC. But that is a video for another time. Today we are practicing, so sit back, relax and enjoy. Here we are, waiting to be told what kart we have. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just clapping my gloves around. Don't know why I was doing that. But we finally get a number. We got number 10. You can see I was asking whether it was good or not, because Vernon told me it was. Not sure how true it was. It definitely felt like it had good power, but the steering could have been a little better. It was quite understeery. The kart was pretty much already in the position I usually keep it in. I just needed to move the seat back a little. So yeah, we'll see how this qualifying goes. Here you can see me and Nico warming our frozen hands on the exhaust of the kart. He looks really confused at what I'm doing. I'm trying to get him to understand the memo. He starts doing it, trying to copy me. And it was a lot of waiting before we finally got into the qualifying. I think it was a 10-minute quali. We were mixed with the cadet karts, and it was an intermediate and advanced academy race. And we finally get going, doing our little thingy brake test, whatever they do. I don't understand why they do it. It's a bit annoying, but I don't know. Some people don't know how to use their brakes properly, I guess. I'm warming the tyres here so I can get ready to put some laps in, as we don't have a lot of time on this quali and there's quite a bit of traffic in front of me, so I have to make the most out of the first few laps before I hit this guy and a potential back in front of me. We've skipped forward a little bit. I just wanted you to show me trying to get past this guy. He goes really tight here, so I get a way better exit. I just go send it down the inside. So now that leaves me with a bit of a gap, so I could start putting some decent laps in. I did end up not getting the best time, obviously, because the tyres are like at their worst point at the moment at Dunstable, and the track is absolutely frozen because of the bad weather we've been getting for the past couple of weeks. It hit a point where we were getting insanely fast times, and then like a week later that wasn't happening anymore. So hopefully it warms up a bit and we can get some good laps in upcoming or later races as when they change the tyres. Here we are, caught up again to the back of another person during this qualifying. We just go down the inside, a little bit cheeky, did put him in a wall there. I put my hand up to say sorry, because I gave him a little scrape against the barrier. Sorry for that if you're watching. And up next, now we have to get past a cadet. Pretty sure we get past him pretty fast in this corner. Just go through there. The speed difference on that straight is pretty insane. As you noticed, we're getting a lot of traffic this qualifying, which wasn't very good for us, so we had to make do of what we could. Little thumbs up of approval there as he or she, I couldn't tell, let me pass there. So luckily now, I'm pretty sure for the rest of this quali we get left in open space, so this is where I had to put some good laps in. A few free laps later and we've caught up to more traffic, a cadet kart, and I think that's Nico in front. This cadet kart did have a massive speed problem, even I could tell. They did complain after the race. She was about a second off the pace because of it, which is a bit unfair. but luckily they did end up doing a reverse grid, so she started at the front anyways, and they changed her cart. I'm trying my best not to bore you with the boring parts of this quali, but as you can see, we get let through there and we catch this mini pack. We are behind Nico now, and I'm on the outside of this cadet car. Luckily I get past. That would have been a bit embarrassing if I got gapped by a cadet car on the straight. Unfortunately we don't end up overtaking Nico in this quali because we ran out of time, but we are doing pretty good at the moment. Both our carts are pretty equal. You can see we were about the same speed down the straights, and then it goes yellow and we are heading up as it was the final lap, and we have just finished the quali. Let's get to the pits and see how we did. Here we are in the pits again, instantly putting my hands on the nice and warm exhaust. I don't know what I'm saying here. I'm talking to him about something. You probably can't hear me, to be honest, under our helmets. But now we can go see what times we got and what place we have qualified in. This was the final result of the qualifying. I managed to come in first. Nico was bragging about how he was only a 10th off me this time. Thank you for that. And we were in the front by quite a lot. Everyone else was about a second, almost a second, or over a second slower than us. So we had quite an advantage this race. Here we are before the race, standing on the place I hope not to be at the final result. We'll find out what happens.
Because we're going to let you through.
Sorry about that, I had to add it in there. Let's finally get into the part where we get into our carts, I guess. Here we are. I had got cart 4, which I remember it not being so good, but this race it felt like it had decent power through the corners and decent handling, but on the straights I was getting gapped quite a bit, as you'll see later on. Enough of that now, let's get to the grid start. Here we are. You might be wondering, why am I so far back? And that is because this beautiful man, Vernon, decided he would flip the whole grid so we would be starting all the way at the back whilst all the slower people were at the front. So we had a mile of people to get past. Anyways, enough of that and let's move on. Soon you'll see Nico coming up behind me. For some reason, they placed him further back than me. I was meant to be on the inside there, but for some reason they put me a position in front of him. They swapped us the wrong way round. They probably got confused, or they were just trying to make it easier for him. As I was probably in the worst spot in this situation. As you can see, he's having troubles with his seat, which could become a problem later on. I'm trying to tell him to talk to the marshal, tell him about it. But that proves to be a problem, as you'll see in a minute. Which unfortunately costed him the start of his race. I see the lights go red, and I'm trying to warn him that he needs to focus because the race is about to start, but he's still trying to fix his seat, so he reacts really late. I tried to capitalise off of it, gain a position. Actually no, I don't gain a position, but I lock him out. I get in front of him, a bit of contact through there, and now I've got a pile of people to work through. So unfortunate for Nico on his start, unlucky there with the seat, but let's see what we can do. I'll leave you for a bit so you can see what happens in this first lap. And as you can see, that was the first move done. We are now up into, I believe, P4, and we now have to get past David in the red suit in front of us. As you can see, we're already getting really close to him. He messes up there, but unfortunately we tap him, so we couldn't make any move up the ramp. He gaps us quite a bit through there, but we do gain on him through this corner again. We'll skip to the part where I get past him. Here we are a few seconds later. We're already getting really close. As you can see on the straights, he's getting past us real quick. We managed to slide up the outside, switch back straight through as he skids on his exit. We hug the barrier, defending really tight to make sure that he can't do anything after. I'm telling him to go, we need to move forward because we've got quite a gap to the back in front now because of that start. Unfortunately, for some really annoying reason, that part of the race didn't record where I finally caught that pack in front. Just know that the two people I overtook, the first one I managed to get through one of the corners. It was quite messy. I did bump him a little, but I got through. And another one I did, a bunch of cadets built up near each other, and I managed to make my way through faster than the other person. So we are now in P2. As you can see, while I was talking, Vernon tried to make an overtake on me. I managed to hold my position, but up the ramp, because the cadet slowed me down, he had a much better exit, so he managed to get past me. Don't worry, this is an instructor, so it doesn't count towards the result of the race, as he's just lingering in the pack, trying to see where we're making mistakes and where we can improve. We have skipped forward a bit, and as you can see, unfortunately, in a lot of petrol kart racing, and especially at Dunstable, there is quite a bit of difference on the kart speed. So on the straights, you saw him pull away instantly, but in the corners, I did seem to be faster. That's where I was catching. As you can see, I'm getting now close to the back of him. Quite a bit of this race was me sitting in that free pack at the back. There was moments where they pulled away and where I catched them, but this is where I get a way better exit through here. Dive bombed him through there, almost took him out. Luckily it was a good move and there was no contact at all, which I was quite surprised about. And now it's only the instructor in front of me. So we had went from the back of the grid up until first. The thing is, this race we don't catch Vernon, as there simply wasn't enough time left, as most of it was spent behind them all. If there was another 5 minutes, who knows, maybe I would have got past him. There was quite a couple close calls where I was near him, especially when the cadets are in front of us, as you can see here. There were moments where I could have sent a move, but I didn't want to risk anything, as I do load into people quite a lot, and that is something I want to fix instead of just making worse. As you can see there, gave him a little tap through that corner. Lap traffic here also, which I was quite scared was going to compromise me, as the other guy is still right on my back. He had really good pace, so I didn't want to get passed by him. He pulls alongside me here, but I have the inside, so he couldn't do anything. I keep trying to make moves through this guy because it's just annoying me, because he was much lower than us and he was lapped, so I didn't want to get overtaken because I was being slowed up by this guy. I load into him and the person behind me loads into me. I need to just focus and try my best to get past him. I tried to send a move through here, I think. No, I don't. It wasn't this lap. Eventually, I do get past him, luckily, and we managed to gap this guy pulling alongside us up until the lead. Yeah, see, we get through there. Same overtake we did before to the other guy, and now we're just sailing along with a win. At last, the lights go yellow, signalling the end of the race, and we have finished in P1. Vernon, again, another mess up by him. He put the timing board wrong. He put it on lap times instead of race times, so on the board I actually came second because he had this guy who I'm fist bumping had a faster lap time, but he didn't win the race. He came, I think, probably third in the race, I'm not sure. So unfortunately that takes a hit on my statistics on the Team Sport app, but it doesn't really bother me. Good on this guy though, because he's only moved into cadets, from cadets to adults a month ago, I'm pretty sure. And he already beat me on lap time that race, which was good from him. He was fist bumping me because our devised plan worked where I got through on him, and he ended up getting his first podium too. So that's good for him. Here Nico is explaining to me how the first guy I passed was defending him literally like half the race and wouldn't let him through, even though he was faster on pace. So he ended up not getting the best time he could have got, or the best result, but I'm sure tomorrow at Grid Series he will try to perform better. Anyways, that concludes our pre-practice of Grid Series, however you want to call it. It was a really good result. I did pretty well. Didn't obviously win on lap times, but hopefully they'll improve soon. I would like to thank you guys for watching, and if you made it this far, please like and subscribe, because these videos, they're not that long, but they take hours to make. And also, if you could go check out my TikTok and my Instagram. My TikTok is max.pie, I'm pretty sure, and my Instagram is piemontmax. I'll put text showing what those are in a second. So that's it. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next video.